Welcome back to Battlebots at Home. Today we've got a very special episode for you guys. 31 bots have qualified for the championship tournament, but we couldn't decide who to give the last spot to, which means it's time for the Desperado tournament, where 8 bots will fight in a single elimination bracket until only one bot is left standing. Their reward, an automatic spot in the top 32 championship tournament. Now let's take a look at the bots who will be fighting for that final spot. Here's a look at the bracket. As you can see, in order to get that final spot, a bot will need to win 3 fights in a row. If you lose, you're eliminated. Our first fight in the bracket sees Witch Doctor taking on Megabyte. Witch Doctor went 2-1 during regular season, but its quick KO loss to Tough was pretty embarrassing, which is why other 2-1 bots were chosen over it. Megabyte has had it worse though and went 1-2 during the regular season. However, the bot was still impressive enough to be given a second chance at greatness. Who will go to the next round? Let's find out now. Three, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. The first fight of the Desperado tournament. 2 dangerous spinners. Witch Doctor versus Megabyte. Witch Doctor gets the first hit in. Throws Megabyte into the pulverizer. Megabyte's stuck underneath the pulverizer, which is not good so far. Megabyte has a lot of power in the spinner, and they show it as they take off the top panel of Witch Doctor. Good damage there, but Witch Doctor is not afraid. Getting right into Megabyte once again. Megabyte needs space to spin up. That's their biggest weakness. But they do have a lot of power when they do spin up. Oh, good hit by Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor really trying their best. Really desperate. Oh, good hit there once again. Oh, and another hit throws Megabyte across the wall. And Witch Doctor being extra aggressive right now. The Megabyte tries to retaliate. Gets a good hit on the back. Oh, another good hit there. Both bots seem to be relatively okay so far. Another hit by Megabyte. And things are kind of close so far. Witch Doctor just trying to come in for the kill here. But Megabyte really, really tough. And so much power in that massive full body spinner. 360 degrees of pure destruction that Witch Doctor has to deal with, but they're holding up pretty well as he just keeps slamming into Megabyte. Megabyte spinning up once again. Witch Doctor coming around town. But so far this is a stalemate. Both bots just at a standstill. Neither can really get the upper hand. Or never mind, as Megabyte gets underneath Witch Doctor. That's one way to use a full body spinner. Getting underneath them. Already good attacks on the Witch Doctor as Witch Doctor grinds into the rails. Amazing attack by Megabyte. Good job there. Megabyte coming in once. Oh, another huge hit there. Throws Megabyte into our camera. Witch Doctor just trying to get the better of these exchanges with that vertical disc. Megabyte still trying to hold on as he gets another good hit into Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor retaliates with another good shot. And back into that one pulverizer. Megabyte just trying its best to stay alive right now. So far the fight seems relatively close, it would seem. Megabyte is technically ahead on damage as they took off the top panel of Witch Doctor. But Witch Doctor doesn't seem to care as they keep being aggressive with that weapon and just slamming into Megabyte like ping pong. Megabyte stuck on the screws, and this is where things could go from bad to worse. Megabyte needs to get off there right now. I'm not sure if they can though. They're kind of stuck on the screws, just trying to get out of there, spinning their top self-righting indicator, but it's not helping them get off. And a countdown could be beginning soon. And it would seem that Megabyte has met its match in Witch Doctor. They're stuck on the screws. They can't get down. They're being counted out. And Witch Doctor is going to get an absolute fantastic win here. What a fight to start off the tournament. These two spinners clashing with each other. Some massive hits there. But Witch Doctor was able to uppercut Megabyte a few times. Megabyte did get some nice side hits. But both bots were pretty durable. Megabyte using their entire body as a wedge there, getting underneath Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor just hitting Megabyte as much as they could. But eventually they were able to get the kill shot. They were able to get Megabyte stuck on the screws, and that was it. In our next fight, we have the Crusher of 87 going up against the Lifter of Duck. 87 usually does well, but they've had a tough season this time, and they ended the Fight Night rounds at a disappointing 1-2. Meanwhile, Duck went 2-1, but its only wins were to low-tier bots like Quickshot and Rusty, and their loss to Inverse did not help their case to qualify. Can they do better here and take down the Crusher of 87? Let's find out now. Three, two, one. Let the bot battle begin. This is going to be an interesting matchup as Duck gets the first attack in, but 87 coming in with that big crusher, the most powerful crusher in the game. Getting a good grab on the Duck immediately. Duck needs to duck out of there. Duck known for its durability. Pushing 87 into the pulverizer. Oh, and the lifter of Duck lifting up 87. Good job there. Good control. And already is a pretty good fight as they slam 87 into the wall once again and then throw them over. But then 87 retaliates, gets a good grab on the lifter of Duck. And now pushing them into the screws, pushes them into the wall. They lost the top panel. Already damage points for 87. 87 trying to show just how dangerous that crusher can be. The two bots going nose to nose. Duck trying to lift up 87. 87 not taking the bait as they get another good bite. Oh, there goes a wheel of Duck. And there was another wheel, and in just 3 seconds, 87 has removed both the wheels on Duck. Amazing job as they slam Duck into the wall. So yeah, Duck isn't doing so good. They've taken a lot of damage, but they still work relatively fine. But 87 really showing them what's what as they push them into the screws. 87 has to be on top right now as they're getting another good fight. And now they're putting Duck into the pulverizer to smash this little white bird lifter thing as 87 comes behind once again. But Duck isn't going to give up that easily as they get right underneath 87 and lifts them up. Good job there. All just using that 360-degree lifter. Very versatile. So much versatility there. 87 trying their best to end this fight, but Duck is a very hard bot to kill. We're about halfway through this fight as they keep slamming Duck into the screws. The screws have stopped spinning. I think one of Duck's wheels got stuck in there, but it doesn't really matter. As 87 and Duck keep doing the tussle, but now it's Duck's turn to get revenge as they push 87 onto the screws that, as mentioned before, are not spinning. I don't know if it matters, but oh, huge slams 87 into the wall. They flip over. Amazing slam from Duck there. Duck really showing what they can do here. 87 gets another good attack in. Duck getting hit. Oh my goodness! The entire crusher of 87 has come off. I don't even know how that happened. But 87 is left without a weapon, and just like that, the damage points are tied, if not in favor of Duck, as they still have their active weapon. 87 does not. 87 has lost their active weapon, which is going to be really bad. And this is Duck's time to make a comeback here. Oh, amazing lift there, and a back slam. Oh, amazing work from Duck. That was a beautiful move by Duck here. But 87 really wants to battle back here, getting underneath Duck. These two bots fighting hard and tough, doing everything they can. They want to get that spot. They both know that if one of them loses, they're out of the competition, and 87 does not want to let that happen. Duck really resilient so far. And right now, we're at the end of the fight. The fight has concluded. Time is out. This will be going to the judges. It's times like this where I'm glad I'm not a judge. Honestly, this could go either way. So the two bots had so many good attacks, and Duck pushing 87 around with that lifter. 87 grabbing onto Duck and just throwing them across the place, taking off their wheels, taking off their top panel, and getting a head-on damage very early on. But Duck was not afraid. They came back as well as they could. They got some good lifts, and everything went wrong for 87 when their entire crushing arm just fell off for no reason. Duck used its lifter to get advantage, but the fight was still pretty close even before that happened, and it's going to be really difficult to decide who came out on top in this close matchup. We have a split decision. The winner is 87. Up next, we have the giant vertical spinner of Anger Issues facing off against the control bot known as Grappler. Anger Issues went 1-2 during the regular season, but the destructive potential of that massive weapon was enough to give them one final chance to make the tournament. Their opponent is Grappler, who went 2-1, but overall its performance just wasn't enough to give it an automatic spot, which is why they're here. Who will win and move on to the Desperado semifinals? Let's find out now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. That massive blade on Anger Issues. Such a massive threat to the fragile body of Grappler. Who, oh my goodness! And that's it, who throws him out of the arena. Anger Issues is out of the arena. The fight is over. Well, that took like 5 seconds. Anger Issues, very powerful, but too powerful for its own good. They went into Grappler's face. Grappler got underneath them. And Grappler, with one big slam, just slams Anger Issues into the wall, and the blade hits the wall, and they throw themselves out. In our final fight of round 1, we have Gridlock taking on Speedrun. Gridlock went 2-1 during the regular season, but it really struggled in all of its fights, hence why they didn't qualify automatically. As for Speedrun, they went 1-2, but their crazy speed has given them impressive showings in all their fights, hence why they were given another chance. But will that speed be enough to get the victory this time? Only one way to find out. Three, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Fast start from Speedrun like usual, but Gridlock is ready for it. They get underneath Gridlock, getting some good lifts. Gridlock, one of the best control offs we've ever seen. Been having a tough time this season, but they're really to redeem themselves and get underneath Speedrun. Speedrun, oh, massive slam from Speedrun. Oh, and another huge hit there. Speedrun very fast out of the gate, and they slam. Oh, another massive slam by Speedrun. Speedrun just all over the place. So fast, so powerful, but they've lost the front wedge. And I've lost track of what I was saying. Gridlock taking advantage right now, getting underneath them, getting some good lifts. Gridlock just trying to lift Speedrun as well as they can. And another good hit from Speedrun. Oh, and another, but Speedrun flips itself over. Gridlock isn't afraid. They're going to win the ground game from now on. And they're thinking that with that, they should be able to just control Speedrun. The Speedrun, a very hard bot to control, very hard bot to catch with how fast they are. But Gridlock has caught them and put them into the screws. A massive and amazing try from Gridlock. Gridlock showing why they're so good at controlling other bots. Pushing Speedrun into the pulverizer. Speedrun getting pounded right now. Speedrun really needs to battle. Oh, and there goes the lifter. The weapon of Gridlock is gone. Gridlock is now just a wedge. And I don't know what else they can do here. They can try to push into Speedrun. Speedrun has no more threats in this fight as they push in, and another good hit from, oh, and there goes Gridlock, flipped over. Without that, they can't self-right. Gridlock is down for the count, and unfortunately, Gridlock's season will be ending here in Speedrun, getting an amazing win. They'll be going to Desperado Finals. Good job to Speedrun.
3, 2, 1.
Well, you know what they say, speed kills. Speedrun really showing how impressive that speed is. Gridlock, a very good control bot, but they just didn't have an answer to how quick Speedrun was, slamming them all across the box. Now, Gridlock did get some good lifts in, but eventually all that kinetic power from Speedrun was enough to just disable everything. They got a good hit, took off the weapon, and once that happened, they got flipped over, couldn't self-right, and that was it for Gridlock. It is now time for our first semifinal matchup. We have Witch Doctor taking on 87. Who will win this fight and move on to Desperado Final? Let's find out now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. It's semifinal time. 87 Witch Doctor, two very dangerous machines. Already 87 getting a good grab on Witch Doctor, would seem. Witch Doctor unprepared as they get pushed to the screws. Oh, stuck on the screws. There goes the top panel of Witch Doctor, and already 87 showing their dominance as Witch Doctor doesn't know what just hit him. Witch Doctor trying to get some revenge here. 87 coming in for the kill, getting another good grab, grabbing them right on the weapon, grabbing Witch Doctor right on the weapon. Very impressive stuff so far as they slam Witch Doctor into the wall. Witch Doctor hasn't gotten a good hit so far yet, really shoving into Witch Doctor. 87 does. 87, oh, there goes a good hit onto 87. Oh, but 87 gets another good grab onto Witch Doctor, pushing them into the screws, taking advantage of that hazard. He's getting some nice bites in. 87, the best crush we've ever seen, and they're showing exactly why. Witch Doctor really just trying their best. Ooh, good hit there. But 87 recovers, but Witch Doctor trying to get around the back to the side, try to do damage that way. Witch Doctor grabbed and put into the screws once again. Ooh, another... Oh, Witch Doctor's kind of stuck on one of the screws. They're trying to get down, but they might be a little bit stuck. And could that be it? Could that be it for Witch Doctor? We may start a countdown. And that might be it. 87 may just win this fight. I spoke too soon. Witch Doctor manages to get down. Very suspenseful stuff. Witch Doctor almost counted out there. That was a close one. And now they're getting some revenge as they push 87 into the polarizer right on top. 87 pushed into the sidewall once again. 87 just getting to the back of Witch Doctor, showing how controlled they are, trying to get to the vulnerable bits. But Witch Doctor uppercuts them. A piece comes off of 87. And Witch Doctor really wants to get some revenge, get some good hits here as they push into 87 again and again and again. But 87 isn't playing that way as they grab Witch Doctor and push him onto the screws. Oh, but now 87 getting struck onto the screws again. 87 is stuck on the screws. What a role reversal. And now Witch Doctor taking advantage as 87 is a sitting duck for some free hits. Witch Doctor just taking some pieces off of 87. 87 cannot fight back. They're stuck on the screws. Oh, and the wheels have come off. And that's going to be it. 87 doesn't have his wheels anymore. They can't move. The bot is officially dead. And despite looking good at the beginning, Witch Doctor is going to get the win over 87 in an amazing fight.
2, 1.
Unfortunately, 87 is in about 87 different pieces. Now, this was a good fight. 87 actually was doing really great at the beginning. Immediately grabbed Witch Doctor, put him to the screws, took off the top panel, getting some damage points there, and just doing everything they could. They were not afraid, and they actually got Witch Doctor stuck on the screws for a second, and it looked like they were going to count it out, but eventually they got off. And right here, this ruined everything for 87. They got stuck in the screws, which gave Witch Doctor the chance they needed to get some free hits. They just couldn't handle the punishment. 87 was just broken in half. Now it's time for our next semifinal matchup between Grappler and Speedrun. Who will win and move on to the Desperado final to fight Witch Doctor? Let's find out now. 3, 2, 1. Let the bot battle begin. Oh, Grappler gets hit by Speedrun. Speedrun's the one who takes damage. They lose their entire wedge. That should be good for Grappler. Grappler getting underneath Speedrun, getting a good grab, trying their best here. They do exactly that. Speedrun getting grabbed by Grappler. Grappler, a really good control bot, but Speedrun very fast, very maneuverable. Oh, you never know what they could do. Grappler gets Speedrun overturned. Speedrun does have a so-far mechanism. They should use it right now. Grappler just preparing for what's to come. Oh, like that! Grappler has been obliterated by the speed of Speedrun. Their body is broken. Everything is broken. Speedrun has won this fight and will be going to the Desperado finals in brutal fashion. Grappler is a good robot, but they're just no match for the raw power of Speedrun. Speedrun at first looked to be in trouble when they broke their wedge and got grabbed by Grappler, but eventually they were able to just destroy everything on Grappler. Massive hit, broke the bot apart, and Grappler was just broken apart into pieces. Speedrun ran its way to victory this time. Now it is time for the moment of truth. The Desperado final to decide who gets the last spot in the top 32 tournament. It's the Voodoo Princess, Witch Doctor, taking on the Speed Demon, Speedrun. Both of these amazing machines have fought so hard to make it here, but now one will be eliminated and the other will move on to the tournament. How will this interesting matchup go? Who will claim the final spot? Let's find out now. Three, 2, 1. Let the Desperado final begin. This is for the final spot in the round of 32 championship tournament. And already Speedrun just gets a good grab on Witch Doctor. Gets underneath him immediately. Witch Doctor put into the pulverizer. Things not looking good for them so far. Speedrun just getting ready for this. Oh, a massive attack by Speedrun. Slams them both into the wall. Pieces go flying. But Witch Doctor is not deterred. and they get a good hit on Speedrun at first. Speedrun comes back. Oh, and they flipped Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor has been flipped over, and this version does not have a self-right mechanism, which means it's gonna be it. Speedrun has won 3 fights in a row, taunting Witch Doctor because they know that they have earned a spot in the championship tournament. Speedrun has made the ultimate comeback. They are in the tournament. Amazing work from Speedrun. So proud of them. Got a good grab on Witch Doctor, put him into a pulverizer, slammed him into the screws, and of course, they got the ultimate lift or whatever. I don't know what happened here, but they grabbed Witch Doctor, flipped him over, they could not self-right, and that was it for the Voodoo Princess. And that's it for our Desperado tournament. Just to recap, Megabyte was in mega trouble against Witch Doctor, Duck quacked in its fight against 87, Anger Issues ejected itself from the arena against Grappler, Gridlock got locked down by Speedrun, Witch Doctor took a bite out of 87, Speedrun ran into Grappler, and in our Desperado final, Speedrun was able to overturn Witch Doctor and get the final spot in the tournament. And that is it for this week's episode. Join us next week as we reveal the seedings in the bracket for the Top 32 tournament. The week after that, the tournament will officially begin. As always, thanks for watching.